so it is nighttime outside. It's too dark to kind of be outside because my camera won't pick me up on it. But something is about to leave, and the reason behind it is because I guess that car I bought from the auction, supposedly I got a call from the police, and it ended up being, I don't know, the guy reported it stolen that used to own it, and now it is you can't even see.
Now we have more parking spots.
Here, let me see your flashlight. You can't even see out there. We need Brandon's spotlight. Yeah, there's no BMW out there.
Well, there's a big hole like where it leaked at.
I mean, that's just, it made the parking lot black. Yeah. It remade it black. So yeah, I got a call from the police department and had to, you know, talk to a sheriff for probably a good half an hour about the guy reported the car stolen, and then the police called me because I had an ad for it for sale. And so I told him what happened, that I bought it from the auction from a police impound, and he was like, oh, okay. And then like literally 10 minutes after I got off the phone with him, the guy called me that used to own the car, and then he like wanted to buy it back, and I was like, yeah, you could pay me pretty much what I have in it, and then you know, now he's supposed to be coming and to come pick it up. So
1 week later,
you know, I was gonna sell it to the original owner. He kept flaking out. And, you know, I told him, you know, Saturday, or maybe it was Friday, that, you know, come down, I'll sell you the car for what I have into it. And, why is it always dark right there? And he just kept flaking. So, you know, I don't want to have to deal with this car anymore. I'm going to pull the built engine, the turbo kit, and the tranny out of it, sell the shell. You know, it's a original 5-speed. I'm pretty sure it has an LSD. And I will pretty much sell the shell for $500 and you know, get my money back out of it, and I'll have a brand new 2871. You know, whatever is done to the engine, I'll pull the oil pan and look to see you know, exactly what's in it, if it has pistons and rods. If it has pistons and rods, that'll be really nice, like aftermarket ones. Obviously it has pistons and rods in it, but and then I could, you know, get rid of the engine, get rid of the tranny, and I'll pretty much probably, you know, break even or close to even, and then not have to deal with this car anymore. And yeah, so, you know, that's what kind of happens when you, I don't know, I'm glad that I didn't like fix it and then drive it around and then the old owner see it after I like fixed it, because I'm pretty sure I could get a clean title for this now, but since I already had to deal with all the police stuff, because the police, you know, pretty much contacted me. I gave them all the information, and they were like, okay, well, we should be able to give you like a clean title, but I don't even want to have to deal with it. I'll just, you know, sell it as a drift shell, and then keep what I want off of it, and scrap what I don't, and sell when I can make some money on. So Trevor, look at that turbo. Go under there and look at it.
Like underneath?
You have a jack stand?
Okay. Yeah, I do. I have a jack stand for this. Just tell me what you think about it. Just look at it.
Well, it looks brand new.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's ever ran.
Well, we knew that already.
The engine's never been ran.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I seriously, yeah, it hasn't.
A brand new turbo.
Yeah.
I want to pull the engine. I bet you there's pistons and rods in it.
Or if anything, it's just like fresh
Well,
machine. And
I already seen the head. It's definitely brand new in the head. Like the valves, like all that stuff's brand new. So I took the Volvo over to McDonald's. So today I'm at Walmart. I am finally getting rid of this auxiliary diesel tank I've had forever, just taking up space. The guy came like 2 hours away to get it. I'm just happy to get rid of it. And you know, it takes up like the whole bed of your truck. They're ugly. I never wanted it in my truck to begin with, so that's you know, this guy's gonna put it in his truck, and you know, I'm gonna get rid of it, so I'm pumped. So right there goes the guy with the diesel tank. All right, so this is the engine out of the BMW, the one I bought from the auction for $400. So, you know, I pulled the tranny. It had that center force clutch, you know, it probably started a few times, looks brand new. Then I went to, you know, I pulled the oil pan off of it because I wanted to put a different one on it and to see what was in the actual bottom end. It looks like it's like a nice looking crankshaft. It's a 52. And then I looked at the rods. The rods are the whatever, pewter or potter, whatever, X-beams. And the pistons are they're JEs. Let's see if I can get a good thing on it. There. Come on. So you can see it, JE pistons, and the pewter X-beams, stock 52 crankshaft. And I'm pretty sure the head has like Farah valves. It has a Kinetic head gasket. Pretty good setup. Okay, so that's the end of this video. I was actually really surprised that the BMW had so much stuff done to the engine. I still don't even know exactly what's done to the head. To find out, I'd have to pull the cams. From the valve guides, it looks like it has like SuperTech bronze aftermarket valve guides. So I'm guessing it probably has the SuperTech valves, intake exhaust. The cams, I believe they're the M3 cams. The rods are the Potter or pewter X-beams. So I mean, this thing has at least 10 grand. You know, with all the machine work and assembly and parts and everything. I need to get another oil pan. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with it. I literally had this thing listed in the car for 1,500 bucks. Nobody wanted it. This clutch is worth at least 500 to $1,000. I mean, this thing is just like the best deal of the century. So, I mean, that's the thing. If you go to an auction, you may or may not get a good deal. You may get a car that ends up having a blown engine, but if you know what to look for, pretty much when I saw the tile blow-off valve, the Garrett Turbo, I was like, this thing probably has some good stuff on it. Unfortunately, the guy that originally owned it, you know, he filed a police report and did all that stuff, which didn't affect me because I did buy it legally from an auction. So, but I did give him a week to come get it. He never did. He kept like dicking me around. So, you know, it's not my fault that he can't get his shit together. So I pulled the engine, pulled the tranny. I could have just left it in the car, but you know, the car has been through so many hands. It's just, you know, such a piece of crap. My friend's gonna get the shell to make into a drift car, and you know, I get to keep an engine. I'm not sure if I want to keep the clutch or the tranny. There is this Techno Violet Blue 325 XI or IX, however you want to say it, the old 89s. It's a really nice car. I mean, if I got that and put this in it, that'd be awesome. But the thing is you know, I don't need another project, so I may just, you know, I want to pull this kind of apart and refresh it and get it all to, you know, get everything measured, get everything, you know, I don't know who built this. You know, the cylinder walls look extremely well machined though, but I don't know who built it. I don't know what clearances they set it to or anything like that. You can tell it's been sitting for a long time just because of, you know, the head's dirty and the block is dirty, even though the thing never ran. So it definitely, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a good oil pan that doesn't have holes in it, put that oil pan on there, and maybe just, you know, cover the intake and exhaust ports and just put it in storage for now. I really think this thing would be awesome in a like 700 horse. I believe this thing can make 1,000. It's like 700 reliably. You know, in a 325. I like the all-wheel drive two-door one. So that's the one that's, there's one for sale on Craigslist. The guy said it's having some running issues. but I don't need another project, so I don't know. But either that or like a 260Z. I don't want to put in my 240Z RB30. Sorry, not going in that car. But a 260Z, this thing would be a monster. And so, you know, I have a lot of decisions to make, but you know, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it. I literally had it listed for $3 grand and people are giving me shit for it. So, you know, the rods are literally the low side on them. The wholesale is $1,500 on those rods. The pistons are, I think, $520 wholesale. So like, even at wholesale, you wouldn't be able to get those. And people are like, they've been installed. I'm like, this engine's maybe started like twice, never ran. You could definitely see that in the you know, in the block, in the rods. I mean, it's probably cranked quite a bit because I definitely gave it some cranks. But I don't know. I just don't understand people on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. They just like, I mean, some of my ads probably aren't the best because I don't really care about selling stuff, but I mean, when I see a deal like this, when I saw this car, I hopped on it. Like when I posted this engine for sale, I mean, when you see the picture of the pistons and rods and how clean the inside of the engine is, I would have hopped all over this. So, oh, and also, I don't have my phone on me, but the intake. So the intake is ported. And it's you know, when you do intake, you pretty much get like 120 grit because you don't want it perfectly smooth, but the exhaust is ported and polished. So it's like the exhaust ports are actually once you blow off all the that soot from you know, them trying to get it to start, but these are perfectly, you know, polished. So that's, you know, that's another thing. This head has been heavily ported and polished. I mean, this thing is ready for big power. Another justification for me thinking that whoever built it knew exactly what they're doing with these engines. You know, I have these kind of markers for stuff that I buy. So you can see the blocks painted, and I noticed that before, and you can see the freeze plugs are not painted. So what that tells me is whoever built it was very meticulous, because I am very meticulous and I hate when people paint the freeze plugs the whatever color they're painting the block. And also that means that the block was hot tanked, and then they painted it and then they installed the freeze plugs. So that's just kind of something that I think about when I look at engines or look for things. I mean, there's kind of markers, you know, what to look for, and if you don't, it's kind of just a learning thing. So, you know, that's something to look for. And I mean, it's not 100% right. I have got, I don't know, I've probably got a few bad deals, but I've never really, I think, lost out. And I don't know, this is kind of, you know, a video about the whole BMW experience, and I just kind of, I'm kind of glad that I bought it. I'm kind of, you know, it sucks for the guy that used to own it, but you know, when you don't pay your car bill and they come repo your car and then they sell your car at the auction, I mean, you don't have anything to really say about it. So thanks for watching. Comment below if you like the videos. Make sure to subscribe. Also, the bell next to the subscribe button gets you notifications when I post new videos. I also started a Patreon, so check that out if you want to help out with the builds, like this whole like $400 BMW thing that I got. And you know, sooner or later I will put it in something. It might be a 260Z, it may be an all-wheel drive E30. I really love those cars, so it's just kind of up in the air right now. I don't want to take on another project until I have the FD and the RX-7, or hold on, that's the same car, the RX-7 or the 3000 GT done. And I also want to, you know, begin my shop house adventure before I kind of take on another project like this BMW project. I don't want to kind of get into a whole like a bunch of car projects, because well, I do want to get into a bunch of car projects, but I want to get a shop house. I want to get my own like kind of space. So check out the Patreon. You know, make sure to like the video, and see you guys. Oh, one other thing. Tomorrow, I always say probably. So tomorrow I'm going to do a live stream, blow-off valve giveaway. I'm also going to start a new giveaway. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to give away yet, but it's going to be linked with a Patreon. I'm going to do something where $25 gets you so many entries into these, you know, these free giveaways, and then we'll go from there. So watch the video tomorrow. It's going to be a live stream, and see you guys tomorrow.